Hello, my lovely lilies, and today we have some viewer submissions. So, close the blinds, dim those lights, cuddle up in your favorite blanket, and let's begin. Number 1. Everyone has had a creepy encounter with someone at Wal-Mart, or a store similar to that. Well, where I live just happens to be one of those most ghetto places you could ever imagine. The store is always full of people, no matter when you go, and there are always screaming children. It's a bit like Disney World, only without the fun and cheer, packed with rude and loud people. But I bet you're not here for the obvious. I was around 18 years old, and was with my mother at the local Wal-Mart. I have quite a few health problems, and I was riding around in one of those cart things you see everyone riding around in the store in. I was riding along with my mom, and decided to go to the bathroom, since I was already near there, and like I said, I've got many health problems. So I decided that even though I was in front of the building, and I hated going there, as there were always gross people, and the area didn't get cleaned up very much, I would go to the bathroom anyway. Now, I take a while, as everything I do causes my pain condition to make me feel like I'm on fire. And so, I went to the handicap stall and started doing my business. It wasn't very long until someone else came in and sat in the stall next to me and decided to go back to La La Land. That is when the creepiness started. She started giggling. Now, I'm always watching and listening to the stories on YouTube, so I know that things can get terrifying really quickly. So I stayed silent and still and didn't do a thing. I slowly lifted my legs up so she couldn't see me. But that's when the toilet creaked, and she started giggling even more. She started saying something. At first, I didn't know what she was saying, and I never told anyone what I figured out she was saying. She was mumbling to herself, and I just thought, oh great, she's another crazy. Until she got louder. You little cripple. Can't walk. Gonna skin you alive. Can't run. Little did she know that I can walk, but not very well, and I waited until someone else came into the restroom, and I rushed out before the crazy laughing lady could do what she wanted to do to me. Thank you to those who make these videos. You saved me from the crazy lady. Number 2. This happened to me when I was 11, and I drove illegally. My friend Ashley would ask me to come pick her up and take her to Wal-Mart for grocery shopping. So I would drive over there and pick her up, and then we would head to Wal-Mart. And of course, she would go into Wal-Mart while I stayed out in the car. I was way in the back seat when an elderly lady parked beside our vehicle. She looked into the window and sort of jumped with fear. She continued walking, and she looked right at me with the weirdest face, like something bad was about to happen. I thought, what the heck? She must be acting strange because I'm all alone out here. I turned the radio up and just ignored it. Well, my friend finally came out of Wal-Mart, and she looked at me. She dropped the groceries and put her hand to her mouth. And then she used this hand signal, saying, come on, hurry up, run, at me. So I got out of the car and ran to her, and I asked her, what's going on? She said, there's someone behind you. I wonder, What could have happened if I would have stayed in the car when she came out? I realize now, that's why the old lady jumped when she walked past my car. Anyway, we ended up leaving the vehicle at Wal-Mart. We came back the next day and checked. There was no one in there. Well, because of that incident, I don't drive vehicles to this day. Number 3. I needed a few things, so I drove to the local Walmart. I was shopping for groceries, and I needed to get some milk, cheese, and meat. But as I was walking to the refrigerator section, I saw this old man on a bench. I saw an older man sitting on a bench. He seemed to be whispering something. I couldn't make out what he was saying or his face, but I knew he was older by the gray hair that was coming out of his hoodie. So I turned around and thought nothing of it, but apparently there was no one to check me out. So I started walking to the exit because I knew something was going on and that I could shop another day. But the doors wouldn't open. I screamed for Jesus, and then everything went back to normal. There was workers and customers. The doors opened. I fell to my knees in sheer panic. I know one thing. I'm never going back to that Walmart. Ever again. To this day, I wonder, what happened? Was that old man some type of devil or demon or in a cult? Number 4. I love going to Walmart and getting the cheese bread that they sold. Once they started selling it, I fell madly in love. I would usually go in, get my cheese bread, and go back out and sit in the car and eat it. Well, usually there was no one in the lane that I parked. But this one time, it was dark, and there was this old man in a truck parked beside me. He was staring at the woods. I thought nothing of it. I mean, he could have fell asleep with his eyes open or something. I continued to eat my cheese bread, and I turned to look away. When all of a sudden I hear this loud tapping on my window, and I jerked. It was the old man asking me to roll down my window. I was like, "What the heck, dude?" He said, "Can I come in?" Which, of course, I replied, "No." He then said, "Give me all your money." No. He reached into his back pocket, pulling something out. It was a gun. He pointed it at me. Luckily, this time I had my car running. I quickly backed up and drove as fast as I could. Sure enough, he got into his car and started chasing me. I spent about 30 minutes going around town, and then I realized I have my phone, and it might have enough battery so I could call someone. Well, I reached for my phone, and it was dead. At this point, I'm 90% sure I'm about to die. Then I realized there's another way out of this, so I started driving towards the police station. He left and didn't chase me. I think it was because he knew where I was going. And yes, I did file a report. I went home that night and got ready for bed and was just about to climb into bed when I heard a loud crash in the living room, glass shattering everywhere. I screamed. I went to go check, and it was the old man. I ran outside to my car and left. I went to the police station and told them what was happening. They went to my house, and there he was, digging through my clothes, looking for something. The cops arrested him. They asked him, what was he looking for? Later they told me he was looking for me. I told myself, how could he have not known I left the house? And why the heck would he be looking through my clothes? You know the bad thing? He only got 3 months in jail. Well, right now I'm looking for another house. I'm hoping and praying I can get far away from here before he gets out of jail. Alright, my lovely lilies, thank you so much for watching the new video. If you can, hit that subscribe and like button, comment below and tell me your thoughts. Also, don't forget to tap the little notification bell so you're always in the know on this channel. As well, guys, you can always find me on Twitter, Instagram, Snapchat, and always you can hit me up in my emails. Feel free to send me your stories, whether they're fiction or totally true. I'm always up for some great stories. And oh, by the way, until next time, sweet dreams.